Hello everybody, Dr. Owen Alphin here with Alphin Vet Clinic. Just trying to give you our weekly update. I was going to talk to you today about various diseases and our role as veterinarians in keeping those diseases that animals can bring into the family, keeping those from infecting people. And the thing that made me think of this is this whole COVID-19 thing is new, but that's not the only disease that we worry about. There's a lot of diseases that animals can bring into the family. And we were going to talk about that, but I'm going to postpone that discussion until next week because there's been a new development with the COVID-19, and I'm sure many of you have some questions about that. And that is because in the last week there were a couple of cats in the state of New York that tested positive for the COVID-19. So I always get, when this kind of thing happens, questions about this. Should we be worried about our pets getting it? All those different questions. We covered this a little bit in one of the previous videos, but we'll get into that in a little more detail. Another development is the state of Missouri communication I got from the state veterinarian and some of the entities in the state. There's actually a program set up for testing animals, but it's under only very strict guidelines. One, that they have to be exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19 and they have to have symptoms. So if anybody has a pet that fits those criteria, then please don't bring them in. Call us and let us know. But those are we have to get approval to get them tested, and we probably won't bring them in unless they're going to get tested if we think they actually got exposed to it and had it. Now that's a really, really rare thing that anyone would get that. There's only been 2 domestic animals in the United States that tested positive. These 2 cats we're talking about. There was also 3 tigers in the New York Zoo. So that's the only ones we know of other than people that have tested positive. So let's not blow this out of proportion. It's probably a pretty mild thing. But I am going to tell you some things that are recommended by CDC and recommended by us that you should do to keep your pets safe and keep your family safe, just in case there's an issue there. And those things have to do with a lot of the same things we're doing for us. I wouldn't put a mask on your cat or your dog. They probably won't deal with that very well. But other than that, the social distancing is important. So keep your pets home. They don't need to go to the store like you do. You can go to the store for them. So keep your pets at home so that they're somewhat isolated. If anybody has COVID-19 that you know of, do not let them handle the pets. Have someone else in the family handling the pets and taking care of them. So that's the other thing that's kind of important, just in case. Probably not a big deal, but just in case. The other one is just don't go to places where there's a lot of interaction with pets, like dog parks and things like that. Just keep them away from that so that they can stay clear. If you have cats, keep them indoors. Some cats will go outside some and they'll wander and roam. So don't let your pets roam. Keep them on a leash or keep them indoors. That's the best things you can do there. And if anyone is exposed to it, keep that pet away from those people. And those are just the main things. Really sounds like common sense, but sometimes we have to specify some of these things. But really, we don't think there's a big issue there. If you think your pet has a problem like that, please give us a call first and talk specifically about that so we can set up a plan for it. We can get approval for some testing if it's needed, and we can work towards a plan to getting them healthy. And we're going to talk about some of these other diseases I mentioned. They're viruses, parasites, bacteria that people can catch from their pets. We're going to talk about that more next week. Hopefully this helps you to answer some of your questions about the COVID situation with pets. Big thing is, don't worry, it's probably a minimal thing, but go ahead and be smart about how you're interacting with your pets and letting others interact with them, just to be safe. And we'll update you as we get more findings. Anyway, have a great and safe week. We'll talk to you again next week.